So I'm doing the My Life in Books tag. I was tagged by Amanda from my secret book club, and the tag was created by... I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was created by, but I will find out, and their link will be down there. Amanda's is down there too. So, let's get started with the questions. Where are my questions? They're on my phone somewhere. Question 1. Find a book for each of your initials. Okay. Alright, so my first name starts with an N, so I'm going to say the Night Circus. I don't count thes, because the is in front of almost every title, so N for Night Circus. And then my middle name starts with a C, so I'm going to say Confessions of a Shopaholic. And my last name starts with a C, and Can You Keep a Secret? I almost did Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, because I couldn't find any C's, and I thought that was the closest one, but then I found these two right next to each other, so I was like, oh, perfect! Count your age along your bookshelf. Which book is it? I'm 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Eclipse! Pick a book set in your city, state, or country. There's a book here I wrote in high school that I made that takes place in my town, but that doesn't count because it's not real and it's not that good. I don't own any books that take place. I don't own any books that take place in Canada, but I'll post a little picture here of one that I read that I wouldn't mind owning because it was really good, and that is Safe as Houses, and that takes place in Etobicoke. Which, I don't live in Etobicoke, but I don't live very far away from it. Pick a book that represents a destination you would love to travel to. Okay, so, I haven't read these books, and I didn't even know what they were called. I had to search it on Goodreads, but my friend was reading this series a little while ago and was telling me about it, and it actually sounds pretty good. It's about, like, some fairies and murderers and stuff, I don't know. And it takes place in Ireland. I would love to go to Ireland. Yes, and they are called, it's the Fever series, and the first book is called Dark Fever. Or it's called... yeah, the first book is called Dark Fever. I'm sorry if that doesn't fully count because I haven't read it, but I've heard about it, and it takes place where I want to travel to, so there you go. Pick a book that's your favorite color. Okay. Red is my favorite color, so I have picked Lament by Maggie Stiefvater because it's red! Which book do you have the fondest memories of? Actually I'm going to say the Georgia Nicholson series, because I read them all throughout high school, and a little bit after high school because they were still coming out after I had graduated. But I started reading them in grade 9. One of my best friends was reading it as well, and there were a few other girls in some of my classes that were reading them also, and sometimes randomly we'd ask questions about it, like things that we couldn't remember, like steps on the snogging scale. Steps on the snogging scale and stuff like that, and I ended up doing a presentation in Writer's Craft about the author and read a few parts from it, and it was funny because some other group of girls that read the book found out that I was doing my presentation on her and no one was allowed to do it on the same author, and so they were all upset that I picked mine first, and I was like, no, I'm doing her! So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Georgia Nicholson series. Which book did you have the most difficulty reading? Oryx and Crake. I think you all know this. I did not like this book at all, and the last, like, I don't know, a lot of it, I just was lying on the couch in the basement reading it for hours because I had to be done it the next day to go to my friends to go to the book club, and I kept checking to see how many pages I had left, and it was just awful. Ugh. The last question is, which book in your TBR pile will give you the biggest sense of accomplishment when you finish it? 11/22/63 by Stephen King, because this book is massive. It's bigger than my head. And I've gotten pretty far. Like, I'm not that far. I've read, like, the length of a regular-sized book already, but I still have a little bit more than half to go, and I haven't read this in quite a long time. I put it down and was like, no, not even. But parts of me want to finish it, so I probably will eventually, but I don't think I will anytime soon. So I will be super proud of myself when I read this, because it is massive, and it's not that good. In my opinion. I don't know who to tag. I am going to tag Laws36911. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. And I'm going to tag Checked Out Show. And Monica, I'm going to tag you again. Ha!